guys, so today we're coming to you to talk about all the new features and level caps and classes of the monks in the new expansion, Mist of Pandaria. Who would have thought Kung Fu Panda was coming to WoW? I kid. So today we're here with my friend Vash, who is going to help me talk about it all. Basically, he's going to explain it all to you. So Vash, can you say hi?
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's up? So go ahead and tell us about the new features.
Alright, well the first two features that we're going to talk about is the level cap and the new class, the monk, which was very well anticipated. As per speculation, the level cap was raised to level 90. That's pretty much it on that hint. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Level 90, more quests, more places.
More grinding.
More grinding, yeah, definitely. But now, the monk.
The monk.
So,
yes. Tell me more about the monk.
Of course, we get Kung Fu Panda, as you mentioned. Kung Fu Panda equals awesome. Now, the Pandarian classes is not just restricted to monk. So you get hunter, mage, priest, rogue, shaman, warrior, and of course, monk. We'll go into more of, you know, what those talents are, but later. So the racials that the Pandarians get is 5. I think this is the most per class ever, but they get 5 racials. The first one being Epicurean, which is increase the stat benefits from food by 100%.
And as we all know, we love food.
Yes, they all love food. So, double stats. Gourmand. Cooking skill increased by 15. Be interesting to see what they do with the cooking to make that viable. Next being Inner Peace. Your rested experience bonus lasts twice as long.
My fingernails are blue like the experience bar too, so that's pretty ballin'.
It's pretty ballin'. Speaking of ballin', Bouncy.
Bouncy!
You take 50% less fall damage with that Gear Get of yours. Last is Quaking Palm. Of course, being a martial art type class, you touch a secret pressure point on an enemy target, putting it to sleep for 3 seconds. So it's almost like the Spock punch, or the Spock pinch.
It's almost like the back of your neck.
Right?
Pinch it and you pass out.
So, quickly, let's go into the monk new class. So, with the class, you get 3 specs, obviously, but note, they are not a hero class. Sorry to say, you will have to start at level 1. But first spec is Brewmaster, which is a tanking spec. Be nice to see what they do with that.
I'm very interested to see that. It's almost like the Druids.
Almost like the Druids, yes. Mistweaver is the healer, obviously. But it's a new healing style because you heal with damage. So it's almost a Shadow Priest.
Almost like a Shadow Priest, yes.
The Windwalker is the melee DPS, which I think it's going to be more like a kitty more than anything without the stealth.
My nickname is Kitty.
But they are a very heavily martial arts based class, as everyone should know. The animations look awesome for combat, might I say, and sorry to say, guys, but monk is pretty much everybody except for goblin and worgans.
You guys got left out.
Yep, so it'd be really cool to see a gnome doing some kung fu stuff, jumping and stuff. Their equipment now is leather armor. So it's pretty much just like a druid. It's going with the agility intel. They hit a lot with their hands, but they want to go with a more finishing move type feel. So you kind of get with your resources points, but those points you use for finishers. And they're thinking of using staves and fist weapons mainly for your finishers, which is dual wielding and two-handedness. But you also will be able to use one-handed axes, maces, and swords. And you healers get an offhand, but not a shield.
No shields. Darn.
Yeah, they don't want another pally in the group.
Aren't you a pally?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Monk resources now is, of course, being a martial arts based class, they use chi. And their chi works kind of like energy. So it slowly regenerates and is only used for 2 attacks at the moment. Your jab and roll abilities. Your jab generates light and dark force, which are used for everything else. Some are finishing moves, and some are more just like support buffs. But some finishing moves use dark force, and some use light force. And so far, there's no auto attacks. So you will just have to push the buttons. But that's what they want. They want a Street Fighter feel. When you punch, you punch. You don't just kind of sit there and tap the guy on the shoulder with an auto attack.
That'd be kind of awesome. Punch, punch, punch.
It'd be a little weird, because honestly, I think it would just go more into you tapping the guy on the shoulder.
True,
now,
true.
Since we do have some extra time, we can back up a little bit and look into some of, I don't know, maybe how or who gets the Pandarians. Now,
yes,
who gets the
Pandarian
is very interesting. They are, for the first time, going to be a neutral starting class, meaning you don't pick on character creation. What you do is, as you get to level 10, or go through your original starting zone area, at level 10, you get to choose if you want to be Horde or Alliance.
Awesome. So you kind of get to talk to each other for a little bit before you go your separate ways.
Right. Now, the cool thing about it is, it's almost like the Goblin and Worgen, where you kind of have your own little story going on, where you have to fight against something to, whereas the Goblins, it was Cataclysm and Deathwing, and for the Worgen, they had to fight against themselves, basically, and the ever-growing threat of doom. Now, with the Pandarians, it's interesting to see how they go, because the lore is, you start out on, get this, a giant turtle. Your starting zone is a giant turtle.
Awesome.
And they wanted the feel of you going to the edge, and there's going to be lots of animations, going to the edge of turtle, seeing the water, and seeing the head move.
Nice.
But for my calculations, Keel, it looks like we're almost out of time, if not out of time.
That is true. So, unfortunately, for the major class changes and the talents, you will have to stay tuned to our next video, as Vash will be back in a series of quite a few.
See you soon, guys.
See you soon.